Hello, it's James again here, and not had a good day today. Happened to see a link to a Facebook page called Stranger Than Fiction News, and what they're showing on there is particularly alarming. I don't know how many of you are aware of what's going on in the world, but Florida has become a dead zone to all marine life. There is algae in the water which is removing all the oxygen, and it is killing every life form in the sea. And this is not an isolated case. But you know what makes this worse? It is corporations emptying chemicals and fertilizers, putting profits before life. Not just human life, but all life. We have a situation where 1 in 5 species is going to go extinct. Now, some of you out there might be more interested in your next PlayStation or your next essential gadget or whatever it happens to be. But I've done family history. Over 15 years I've looked into my personal family history. And I'm grateful to every one of my ancestors, because whatever they did, good or bad, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So I'm making this video because I'm not thinking about my children or my grandchildren. I'm thinking about 7, 8, 9, 10 generations time. The question I want everybody to ask themselves is, what legacy are you going to leave to your future generations? Now, the United States last year, now wait for this, 800,000 children have gone missing. That is one child every 40 seconds. So I've been recording this video for 2 minutes. So that is 3 children that have gone missing. 1 in 10 in the care system in the United Kingdom have gone missing. The care system, what a bloody joke that is. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know the figures for other countries around the world, but I should imagine they're pretty alarming as well. Then when you look at some of the other things that are going on in this world, you look at these drone footage. They are clearly civilians being bombed by US forces. They're not military targets, they are civilians. Now, what effect do you think that is going to have on ordinary people who witness their children and their family being killed like that? They're going to want revenge. Why do you think so many people from the Middle East are coming over to Europe? They want blood. They're not seeing this as some corporation that owns the United States government. They're seeing this as European and American people. We are a target thanks to these bloody corporations and banking elites. They are the ones behind this. Yeah, I've been called a conspiracy theorist before, and I don't care. You can call me a conspiracy theorist, but it's not a theory, it's a fact. I want you to go and look at Stranger Than Fiction News Facebook page. Look at their videos. Look at 9/11. Look at geoengineering. If you think that they cannot manipulate the weather, so you haven't got rain, or you're getting floods, or you're getting fires, then think again. You're bloody blind. You're a fool if you can't see this. If you're just going to look at the corporation-owned newspapers, then yeah, you're not going to see it. But I can assure you, if you've got a car that is burning, you can feel the heat from that across 3 carriageways. I've experienced this. I've gone past a burning car when I was driving coaches, and it's a terrific build-up of heat. Now, when you see the pictures that are not shown in the media of these burnt-out shells of cars, and you look at the hedges that are right next to them and the trees, and they're not even scorched, you tell me that that is global warming. What a load of rubbish. Now, while we're on the subject of global warming, now, I don't know how many of you remember from being at school, a process called photosynthesis, where trees take carbon and turn it into oxygen. Now, you look at the side of any motorway anywhere in the world, there's going to be exhaust emissions. If you can tell me or show me that trees and grass and bushes and things are brown and dying, then yeah, I might believe it's that. But what you'll actually find is insect life and fauna is thriving besides motorways. So that is a load of rubbish as well. The people that are telling you that this global warming is caused by man-made emissions have all got vested interests in this eco agenda. They're not telling you the truth, they're telling you half-truths, like everything else. The same with this business with evolution. Yeah, we might have similar number of chromosomes to a chimpanzee, that's very true, but I bet half you don't realise that also applies to a field mouse. So are you saying we've all evolved from field mice as well as chimpanzees? This is the thing with the dark side, they tell you half-truths, they don't tell you the whole story. And you won't get the truth out of anything on the mainstream media. And also, I'm afraid to say, a lot of it on social media, because it is deliberately being stirred, because the dark side will play both sides. This is a repeat pattern across everything. They don't actually have that many tactics. Once you study the nature of these things, you will see it's the same tactics used over and over again. Now, look at whatever country you're in, you look at your industries. You will find you are being encouraged to buy from this or that country. Oh, buy from China, buy from India. They're the up and coming economies. When, in truth, you can make all these things in your own country. I mean, in the UK, we used to manufacture cars. We manufacture bearings, or the steel that goes to make bearings, which goes over to France. So France can't operate without the UK can't operate with France, and this is a repeat pattern everywhere. They are making every country interdependent when they don't need to be, because they don't want any one country to stand up against this banking dynasty that controls everything. You wonder why there's never been any settlement in the Middle East? Because it is artificially kept going. ISIS is not some radical Islam group. It is funded by the United States. They are trained by Mossad. It is deliberately stirred up to keep wars going, because wars make money. Every time Donald Trump or whoever wants to rearm and re-equip the armed forces, where's he going to go for the armaments? He needs money. So they go to the banking corporations, which are in private hands. They're not government owned. There's been 2 presidents who've tried to print their own money. Abraham Lincoln and JFK, and look what happened to them. And that's the reason they were assassinated, because they tried to break away from the stranglehold of these banking dynasties. This is why every country has a national debt, because we're all told we've got a national debt, but who is that debt actually owed to? See, every time a country needs new missiles or new equipment, they go to these banks, these banking dynasties. They get these loans at exorbitant rates of interest that can never be paid off. So we are effectively debt slaves. So these corporations, they just print money out of thin air. And they're just laughing at all of us. I'll give you another case in point. The Moors murders. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. Every now and again in the tabloid newspapers especially, they get a 2-page spread. But what they're actually doing, they're laughing at everybody. The clue is in the name, more. Because there is more going on. That's not an isolated event with just 2 sick individuals any more than this Madeleine McCann case is either. I bet you'll find that she's actually alive and well and just been kept hidden. Because if you look at the professions of her parents, I'm pretty sure that they know something and they've been told to shut up and told they can make lots of money if they keep in with this story. I can't prove any of this. I'm just going on gut feeling on this. It's never let me down on anything so far. All I can do is tell you how I see things. And like I've said before, do your own research on this. But look at Stranger Than Fiction News. It shows quite conclusively that 9/11, there was no aircraft hitting those buildings. And when you think that all those New York Fire Department men went up to those stairs to certain death, it is absolutely sick. But this is what we are up against. You want to know what's happening to these children, why they're going missing? I'm going to leave that to another video because it is too horrific. But look what's happening, what is even coming out on mainstream media about Hollywood. It is sick. The sex industry, the sex trafficking, it is all interconnected, the whole lot. Now, you can laugh and think I'm just making all this up or some fantasy I've got, whatever, I don't care. But I'm telling you what's happening. Just use a bit of logic to this. Because if you think a 3-year-old in Texas is phoning up a 4-year-old or another 3-year-old halfway across the United States and saying, here, let's get a story straight and say we were interfered with, do you really think a 3 and 4-year-old think that way? Come on, get real. They are telling the truth. These children are traumatised because of some of the horrors they see. I'm not even going to say it on this video. It is too sickening for words. Well, actually, yeah, I will tell you what's happening. A lot of you are not going to believe this, but I don't care. It needs saying because it is the only logical answer. These children are going missing because they are sacrificed by demons in human form. There. That is really what is happening. You start looking into this. Just do a Google search for genocide in Canada in 1964 during the royal visit, and you have a look at the information on there. That's still available on the internet, but do it quick, because there have been 50 truth sites that have already disappeared. Facebook are now censoring things. I got a ban on Facebook once, this will make you laugh, for posting nudity. There's my nudity. The Saxon white dragon. They tried to, somebody complained and said that was nudity. But I don't see Winnie the Pooh being taken down off of anything, and he doesn't wear trousers. So surely that's nudity as well. Double standards, I think. Yeah, I'm having a rant about everything here. But it needs to be said. People need to be made aware. But I'm not just having a rant. There is a solution to this. Now I'm going to use the UK companies as an example. But you can do this in the United States or whatever with whatever supermarket brands or names you've got over there like Walmart and so on. So say for example, all this plastic packaging we're getting. What can we do about it? Quite a lot actually. If we start organising and standing together and saying, right, this week we're going to hit Tesco's and some of you write messages to the managers of these stores and saying we are not buying this particular product until you do something about the plastic packaging. We will go to Sainsbury's or we'll go to whatever another rival supermarket, Asda or Aldi's or whatever. They will get the message because you'll hit them where it hurts them most. It will be in their profits. And the same with anything that is manufactured by Bayer and Monsanto and Nescafe. They are some of the biggest offenders that are causing environmental disasters around this world. If we start saying to these supermarkets, we are not buying these products, or we are not buying these products while they're in this plastic packaging, if they are not being put into biodegradable packaging, they will soon start waking up, because the one thing they hate most is not making money. And that is where we can hit them. There's no point doing demonstrations or protests, because I can assure you the dark side will stir it up and will cause violence and get innocent people arrested who have got a genuine grievance against this environmental disaster that is upon our hands. It is being deliberately done. The ultimate plan is basically the extinction of humanity. It is simple as that. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I'm telling you what it is. You do your research, you draw your own conclusions. I've spent years looking at this, and I can assure you that is what is happening. You would be surprised how widespread this is, and this is what this dark side rely on, the vast scale that goes right across the spectrum with this, from children's charities to corporations to what's been told in the media, every possible angle. You're being bombarded with distractions, and they are hiding the truth. They are destroying evidence as well. Why do you think when there was the invasion of Iraq that one of the biggest battles went on around a museum? because there were things in that museum that told a very different story to the one we've been told about our history, or his story, which is where the word comes from. There is a lot going on in the unseen. I mean, why do you think there are so many paedophiles now coming out? It's getting to the point where the word paedophile and priest are synonymous. Not all of them, I'm sure, are, but a lot of them definitely are. And the Catholic Church are very good at just moving them somewhere else so they can do the same depraved acts. And it's not just priests, it's nuns as well taking part in this. That's how sick it is. And I'm fed up with it. I want something done about this. I can't do it on my own. I need everybody out there to get on side on this. I don't care how much this you believe, but the facts are children are going missing. We are facing an environmental disaster that is going to affect not just our lives, not just the lives of your children, it is affecting all life on this planet. So it's up to you what you do. You want to go to extinction, fine. I don't. I want to see this world healed. I want to see everybody be able to go out without living in fear of being shot or accused of this or whatever, and children being safe again. It's got to the point. I've just had enough of this. With a spiritual awakening, you're not supposed to get angry. It's very hard not to. This is a huge test to not get angry. But then you have to think, what can you actually do? So this is why I make these videos, because I've got to keep getting these messages out there. I don't care how many people think I'm mad or stupid or crazy. I don't care about what people think of me. What I do care about is the future of this planet and the future of life on this planet. And I'm hoping there is enough of you out there that feel the same way. Thank you very much.